So I am driving the brand new Mini Cooper SE. That's right, the new electric Mini. And I am not going to lie, the weather in Melbourne today is awful. But this car handles like an absolute dream. It is sticking to the road in the most fabulous, fabulous way. And it has that wonderful go-kart, silly sense of fun. I love it. I'm just having an absolute ball. In fact, I feel like this car, so far in terms of the iterations that have come after the original, I feel like this one actually comes closest to that, especially in the design cues. This beautiful central OLED screen, it's very pared back like the original Mini. You have these wonderful switches underneath like the original Mini. I think they've really gone back to basics and looked back to where it's, where it all came from and gone, what can we actually do to really make this like the old Mini, but now in a modern way? And the other thing that I love that Mini are doing is they are thinking in a major way about sustainability. This is handling so well. They are doing things like over 90% of the fabrics in this car. I'm going through these little chicanes and it is handling so well. Over 90% of the interior is recycled polyester, and they've just done it fabulously. There's no leather in this car, there's no chrome. They've reduced the emissions. They've got factories powered by renewable energy. They're constantly innovating to try and reduce those emissions. And I think one day soon we're going to have electric cars that are going to be less carbon intensive than petrol and diesel cars. I think those days are very, very soon. And it's very clear that BMW and Mini are very serious about electric vehicles. And that excites me. As a legacy car maker, I'm excited that they are committing to electric cars. In fact, in the first half of 2024, BMW were the third biggest EV brand in Australia, behind Tesla at number one and then BYD. This is just sticking to the road in the most beautiful way. The suspension is fantastic. It still has that sense of go-kart, but not in a jar your bones kind of way. It's just fabulous. You could be driving around crappy inner city streets in this and be having the time of your life. One of the absolutely fantastic features in this car is the augmented reality directions. So as you approach a turnoff, the front camera comes on and then you have these floating arrows telling you which direction to go. It's amazing. Yeah, it's quite mind-blowing. I'm just having, can you see the stupid smile on my face? Can you see I'm having a good time? I really am. I'm having a great time. Yeah, I'm compared to the Countryman, and then that's an SUV and it feels like it's very, very comfortable, but it's a big box on wheels. This is not a box on wheels. This is a little race car. It's got real power. You put your foot down and it goes. Something else I really love about this car is that it's built on a dedicated EV platform. And the reason why that's exciting is because it's not like the previous petrol version that was converted to an EV. It's not like where you're compromised with space and you shove the batteries in where you can. No, this is built on an EV platform, which means they could fit a bigger battery inside it. Those wheels are pushed right out to the corners and there's more space. There's more space in the cabin and the boot is bigger. That's great. That's commitment to it, right? Commitment to an electric car. And they have improved the range. This excites me. So the base model is about 300 kilometers of range and the SE is about 400 kilometers of range. So that's really getting up there in terms of getting you over the line of, say, you don't have charging at home and you live in the inner city area and you want a car to go around the city. That's enough. You can get away with that. If you can charge at home, that is more than enough. You'll be laughing. I'm just loving this panoramic roof. It just adds this wonderful sense of space. Fantastic ceiling height above me. Visibility is also excellent. And I love that it has a rear windscreen wiper, and I'm going to keep saying that because not every car I drive does. These seats are super comfortable. They support you really, really beautifully. And I like this little armrest here. It's very cute. Everything is just really well put together in this cabin. This wonderful sense of space down here. Feels very open. I've got loads and loads of room. One thing I will say though is that it's a shame that this little storage box down here in the center opens the wrong way. So obviously it's a hangover from it being a left-hand drive car that's being converted to right-hand drive. That is a shame. They should really have switched that around. That is literally the only thing in this car that I can criticize. That's it. Well, I wish it was a 5-door car, which I know that the Aceman is, but I just wish it was this size, this car with 5 doors as well. That would be probably my only other thing. But it's beautifully put together. I just love this fabric. It reminds me so much. I mean, my grandmother had 3 Minis. The first car I ever drove as a kid, I sat on her lap and I steered while she drove around the car park. You know, that was my first experience behind the wheel of a car. At the age of 13, I bunny hopped her car around the car park illegally. And really, I learned to drive a manual car properly when I drove her 3rd Mini, which was a 1988 Special Edition Studio 2. And you know, I drove that around the valleys in Wales, very narrow streets. Really learnt to drive properly, driving that car. And it wasn't an easy manual to drive. And I'll always be grateful to that. And I drove it all over the UK, down the southwest of England, you know, down those lovely, beautiful, windy British B roads. And I have such a soft spot for Mini, and this is making me feel that way, because you know, that car had a little racing wheel. And I just felt at one with it. And this car does that. It gives you that feeling. And that's just so exciting. I'm just going to keep driving a little bit more, but I have to say, this has been one of the most fun electric cars I have ever driven. It's just, it's so responsive, so fun. I've got to be careful not to speed. Honestly, it's very easy to speed in this car. Just everything you would hope a Mini in 2024 would be. And best of all, it's electric.